Hey everybody, welcome back to our channel.
Yeah, it's been a while, but we keep trying.
It's been more than a while.
Yeah, definitely been more than a while, but really we have been trying.
We have been trying really hard.
I see you didn't get the memo.
About what?
Dressing for spring.
Well, I gotta go out in that cold just in a few minutes, and
Well,
I don't.
it's spring. See, it's
But I didn't want to
spring.
wear a coat.
I mean, you got the color right.
Yeah, but
No, but you know what? She dressed for mud season,
I did.
not spring.
We're in mud season.
I dressed for spring. She dressed for mud season.
because I didn't want to take a coat in case I got cold. She has to take a coatsy. I don't.
Right. But truly, it is mud season and not spring.
Yep.
It doesn't get spring here until...
After mud season.
Well, yeah, at least May. Anyway.
That means the roads get all...
We've explained this before, but
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're in mud season.
Mm-hmm. we have an extra season. Okay, so this video that I know you guys have been waiting for, those that watch our videos all the time, and if you're new, welcome. It is about a Sweet Sue, but she's a big girl. And she's a walker. Actually, we did a video on one of these girls before, but she didn't have her original wig.
No. Her wig.
This young lady has her original wig.
And now we know why the other one didn't.
Yeah. So we're going to get right to the video because, well, she's going to be gorgeous, but we worked hard for this one.
It was one of the biggest challenges.
Yeah.
Up at the top. The wig. The wig.
But I hope that you learned something. I hope maybe it's a little entertaining.
We hope.
We hope. But here we go. Evie, are you ready to restore another doll? Are you? You are? Well, I think we ought to meet her. Let's meet her.
I would like to sit her down, but I can't.
No, she's a walker.
And we've already removed her head, and that's why it's wobbling.
Right. But she is a
she's a Sweet
Sue walker. And how tall is she? She's a big girl. 23,
24, something like that. I'm sorry about that. That's looking freaky.
I'll put the correct measurement right about here.
Yeah.
Evie, you going to come see her? Come here. Come see the doll.
Want to come see?
Come on.
Come on.
Who is this?
Who's this?
It's kind of hard because she's really tall.
Yeah, I don't know that she's going to check her out. No. She says,
oh,
there we go. I'll be your friend. Okay.
You're going to sit with her. Well, that's very sweet.
That makes more sense when the doll's taller than you are. Okay. So.
Well, this is a doll from a friend who it belonged to her aunt.
Yes.
Because her mom bought it for her aunt when they were young.
Yeah.
So she has needed to be restored for a long time, and we're going to do that for her.
So what we're going to do is just introduce you to her, and the reason her head is off before we introduced her is because I needed to know what I was working with.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can I just have a head instead of a body, please?
Okay.
Okay. So let's first, before we show, now she's going to check out her head. Okay, so her body.
There we go. That's better.
Okay, so what this is it's plastic. This right here.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like a cup. And this is a rod that goes down to her mechanism, and she still works beautifully.
That's how she walks.
That's how she walks, right? Her arms are stiff, and I have done a lot of this to try and even get them to move.
Mm-hmm.
And I have gotten them to move, but they are still very stiff. So this rod is all rusty.
It's extremely rusty.
This piece comes off of these two prongs.
Mm-hmm.
And what happens is those prongs go through here.
Wait a minute. You gotta see.
Let's see if I can move her hair. And there you go.
Oh, there we go.
See there you go. Okay. So these two prongs, don't do that. Okay, these two prongs go through, and then this goes down, and then
But it's very rusted.
It's very, very rusted.
And so that rust all has to come out.
all-
It's going to be bright and shiny when we're done.
I have to seal it so it won't rust again. I can't get... So this particular doll, some walkers, if you would go like Tony's, do you see how she's in there really tight?
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes a walker, you can pull it's strung from arm to arm.
Right, but this little girl...
And this little girl is not. This
isn't.
big girl is not. And so I can't get into her mechanism. And if you go up here, you can't get into her mechanism.
Well, not without taking the doll completely apart.
And we're not going to do
And
that.
we're not going to do that. No.
So
what we're going to show everybody, we're going to show how we're going to clean this rusted metal.
post, it's a post.
The doll.
It has a spring on it. It has these two, what did I call those? I already called them something. Prongs. And this has got to slide down and hit here.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, it won't do it because all it is rust.
Right. So besides cleaning her post, she also really needs to be cleaned on the inside of her head.
And you can see this dark stuff out here. Most people say that's just dirt, but we can prove it's dirt and mold. Can you see the mold?
Well, you need to move your... I can see. I don't need your...
Okay.
I don't need your...
Do you see the mold?
Of course.
Okay. And this up here, I don't know if you can see that.
Mm-hmm.
That white stuff that people say all you have to do is wipe off is mold. So I'm just going to show you a little tip, Q-tip, on how to clean these without hurting the paint. You don't want to use these. Please don't do that. This is the dirt I got off. I don't know if you can see it or not.
Not really.
But every time I'd open and close her, I'm using my fingers to open and close her eyes with the weight in her head. That opens and closes
We're
her
going to have to
eyes.
show them the weight in a minute.
Okay. There's the weight. See it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I'm using the weight. And I'm pushing down a little bit because I want to get up underneath her orbit. And I'm using water. I'm just using water. Please don't use peroxide or any other cleaner. Please. The paint, you see the dirt?
Mm-hmm.
And then it has on this eye, every time I went back and came down, there was more dirt.
Okay.
This one doesn't seem to be doing that to me.
But you will be using the magic eraser on other parts of her face.
Yes, the magic eraser can be used on other parts as long as you stay away from here.
Her eyelashes, her
And her
eyebrows, her cheeks, and her lips.
And I would just use it.
Very
Do you
gently.
see how gently I'm using that on the dirt? But Chante is really good at that. And so I'm not, and I think that most of you can see that she was bleached.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so why don't we move on to her insides?
So the insides are a problem. I better mention it since you can see it. Her wig cap. This is her wig cap. I don't know if you can hear, but it's extraordinarily brittle.
Mm-hmm.
Washing her hair is probably, this is supposed to be stitched to this.
Mm.
I don't know what's going to happen when her hair gets washed. I really don't.
We'll see.
But we have to give it a go.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I think I already said this is mold and dirt.
Yeah, you did.
Okay.
So we're going to clean it now.
So, yeah. So because it's inside, it doesn't matter. You just don't want to do that to the outside. So I just dipped it in peroxide, and you can see what I'm getting. And you have to do this the entire inside of her head.
Not the outside.
Not the, oh no, don't put peroxide on the outside of the doll. Do you see all that? Now that's going to go around in here.
Okay, wait a minute.
I'm just showing. Oh,
yeah, but I have to.
I'm not cleaning. I'm showing.
I know, but I have to get the right angle, honey. So
Okay.
I know you can see it, but everybody else wants to see it
Okay.
too.
You have to be extremely careful to get all the mold off of everything. Everything. You want to keep the peroxide away from the corneas even though I'm using peroxide and I have to do the whole inside of her head to try and kill the mold, if you leave any mold, it will grow back.
Okay. So
Okay.
that's what you're going to do on the inside.
So I have to do all this to the inside of her head. So right here is some rust, and staying away from the eye. And where's my syringe? I used a syringe and I shot some down here to try to get the rust in here.
Mm-hmm. But her head is pretty much been cleaned out.
I haven't done her eyes.
See all of these. Some have asked, well, so how long do these things take? Well, we don't show you the entire process because it would be a very, very, very long video.
Because there will be white powder in here, which is mold, I go in with the Q-tip and just don't pour it in. Go in and kill the mold to the best of my ability. It's right there on the edge. And there you go. You don't want to have it slopping over and getting on the eyes.
No, but as you can see, she's all clean on the inside now.
Can you see that?
No, got it all.
Did you show him this? That is the next problem we have to deal with.
Which is part of her wig. But we're not going to deal with her wig right this minute. We're going to show you how to clean that post.
The post that holds her head to the mechanism.
Yep.
So I did a little experiment. You can see how it's shiny right here and shiny right here. You can't get inside with sand with the spring with sandpaper. I mean, you can a little bit, but and this will take it off, but it won't take it all off.
Right. We want it shiny.
And so you can see how much rust is coming off. And oh, do you know what that's telling you? It's not just rust, it's bacteria. So the odors in these dolls are coming from the metals. And do you see the bacteria?
Mm-hmm.
When you clean that off, you clean the metals, you clean the inside of the doll of all bacteria, they don't stink anymore.
That's right. So first you're going to
Isn't that beautiful?
Wasn't in focus either.
Oh, whatever. So I am going to start down here.
Wait a minute. We're going to show everybody.
What am I going to show them?
We're going to show them that you're using 400 grit.
Yeah, but you can also use something because
a little bit more.
What is this grit? I don't know. But you can use it as heavy as this. But I've been using this for a bunch of things. And what we're going to do is just take off. See, that's it. I'm just going to use this though.
There'll be a link to everything that we're using in the description of the video.
You're not going to hurt this pole by sanding it. It's just, you're not going to hurt it. I've sanded it and I already did a little bit of, so if you leave peroxide to dry, it's going to just rust it again. Okay. I see I missed a spot of sanding. So what I did was I do this so it can't rust while it's drying.
But we're also going to protect it.
Do you see? Yes, and then I'm going to use diamond glaze to protect it. All right. So I think it fell a little rust. That's just as smooth as it can be.
Okay, so what are we going to do up here?
So what I did up here,
I got to make sure that you're in focus.
Turn the little lady over. Is I just folded.
Okay, now we're in focus.
So I just folded the sandpaper and tried to get in here after I've already used a little peroxide in there.
You're going to do the same thing on the prongs, right?
Yes, the prongs are really take a while to sand.
Okay.
I've already done it before. So
you do that, we'll come back.
So here we go.
Got most of the hold on.
I already did.
This has really gotten rusted.
It's really bad.
And it needs to slide down on these prongs. Wait a minute. Hang on. So you can see it. These prongs needs to slide down. so that these prongs can be bent over slightly. And that's what holds this onto her head. But this little bugger is so rusted, it does not want to slide.
And this one isn't fuzzing up like it did on the other side. But the other side proved it was bacteria on that side because it only fuzzes up.
So this really needs to be.
It needs to really be. I'll probably use the heavier. Oh, there goes the fuzzing. So when we speak of the metals causing odor, that is proof positive that the bacteria gets into the metals and causes odor, because when we have completely cleaned the metals of a doll that stunk so bad and cleaned the inside, she had absolutely no odor. Okay,
Well, we cut most of that rust off.
that's a fact. This is the side that
And
had
that
all
took
the
a while,
bacteria.
guys. We will
Okay,
definitely
so-
let you know that. It took a while.
Yeah, it did. Okay. So there are other ways to get rust off, and I think a really nice subscriber gave me gave me an idea, and guess what? I forgot.
You gotta write it down next time, sweetheart.
Well, yeah, I should.
So what she's using
I'm just
to
using what
cover,
is diamond glaze, and I'm using a Q-tip because I only want a thin coat.
but you can find a link to this in the description of the video.
Because as it dries, if it's not a thin coat, it's going to rust as it dries. So I want a very thin coat. I just want it to do its job and
Prevent the rust.
prevent the rust. Well, the next step that we're going to do with this lovely lady,
We're gonna fix this gorgeous wig.
and I did pick out, and I think you've seen it in other videos, I hope. Anyway, I use this.
We said we were never going to talk about that again.
Oh, that's true, but I need it for Saran. It's a necessary.
Oh no, you can use it. We just said we weren't going to talk about it
Okay.
anymore.
Okay, so you can see how easily it goes through. You can see that I can comb gently through her hair, because Saran is, until I'm done with it, you can't just comb through it. But when I'm done with it, you'll be able to comb through it.
Right. So this first
Okay.
step is her lovely
So you
little
see the difference?
needle.
And also I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to glue this down.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm not doing that, picking it out first. Now, back here, we ran into a problem. You can see what a full, lovely Saran wig this is. Now, this is going to look like it's a mess, but it really isn't. It's a save. And it's not totally dry yet. So this bottom was a stitch all across. And there's, up here, girl. You see the stitches here?
In a minute, I'm focusing on your finger. I don't want to focus.
I'll get it out of there.
I want to focus in on.
How about, will that help?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Now we can see them.
Okay, you see the stitches?
Uh-huh.
Well, boy, you're annoying. Anyway, some of these pieces here were still stitched with glue,
Right.
but not attached to the skull.
Right. Because her wig cap
Is very brittle. This is her original wig cap right here.
but all of that's supposed to be
It's-
down there.
Well, yeah, it was. It was down to about here. This is where the line, this is actually where the line is. You can see where the line is. But it was all gone.
So there was nothing for me
And
to sew
so
to.
what I did was I added glue here because I wanted to secure the original wig cap I could have put some hair down there. Not necessary. She's got a ton of hair.
And you're never going to see
And
the
you're
patch.
never going to see it. You'll never see this patch either.
And what's
so-
the patch made out of?
Oh, gauze.
Mhm.
Cotton gauze. So what I did was, this was still sewn way up to here. This was still sewn, but not attached to her head. This wasn't attached to her head at all. And all these little, where it was supposed to be attached, all these little loops. I had to try to get them to stick. That was really fun. And then, so we gave her back her bottom. We saved all this hair. This has all been picked out. Get out of here. This has all been picked out. And when I wash it, I'm going to avoid this part. Now, this is where the walker mechanism goes.
Her pole.
Yeah.
It's all nice and shiny again.
Yes. Let's see. I'm taking this. This is aluminum tape. Plumbers use it.
You can find it at a hardware, but I will
Yes.
see if I can find a link to some on Amazon.
We'll see. So
And I'll put it in the description.
I don't want water going in her head.
Definitely do not.
Even though it can roll out, I go out. I'm happy with the way she is now. I don't want water in there.
Right. But also you have to understand that she's going to wash her hair before we put her head back on her body.
Right, I am.
So we can make sure that the inside of her head is completely dry.
Right. And then Shantae will do it. See, we got this all clipped. So
Yeah.
nothing's been really disturbed. All of her the way the wig was is totally maintained in these clips.
Right.
So
and I'm going to sew them all back together so that if in the future someone needs to still get into her head,
they can still get
they
into her
can
head.
still get in. We're not going to glue them down.
So for the washing process, I'm taking, you see how sticky it is?
Yeah, but also it'll be fine on her hair.
It will not hurt her in any way, shape, or form. It's just going to keep the water from going down into her head.
We hope. We'll see.
And I might even leave it there and just put the holes.
No. No.
Well, then somebody could find it easily.
No. Nope, not doing that.
Okay. So my next project, which is going to take several hours.
Yeah. Well, we want you guys to know that saving these wigs is a long process.
But
it's really worth it. You're going to find out.
This is.
You're going to find out when we're done how worth it was. But yeah, it does take many hours.
I got a lot of beautiful hair to work with. But this you'll be able to
So let's just show everybody real quick how you're going to pick it, and then you get to it, and
I'll show on the other side of the bangs.
You'll have to do the hours, and they get instant gratification.
Get on my braces because I'm going to be doing it for hours.
Yeah.
So what I do is I don't want to pull against the wig cap, guys.
Especially this one because it's so fragile.
No. And you have to make sure that whatever hair is here belongs here and doesn't belong. See, I just pulled it down. You want to make sure it does belong up here. So I'm just going to show you that this is how I do it. I hold the hair and I gently go through. So I'm going to do this, and it's going to end up like this.
And she's going to do that all
the entire wig.
Yep.
Then we'll show you the entire wig before I wash it.
She's all picked out. Might not look like it, but she is.
And
this hair really wants to stay in those curls.
Well, the thing is when they heated the hair up to give it its style at the factory, it gives it a memory.
Right. But it needs to be washed, and it needs to be healed with the iron.
And here's a good example of damage.
Right.
And we'll do the best we can to heal this damage. So,
but when you were picking out this wig, what do you think, Evie? What do you think happened?
What usually happens every time we don't really want it to happen.
Come on, let's stop picking at the hair and show everybody. Come on. So what happened?
So I got about 2/3 of the way over, and then it started completely falling out.
Right. Her wig was falling apart in your hands.
In my hands.
So I had to do
really falling out.
I had to do some rescue sewing, and we're going to show you some of that here.
It's called triage.
Yeah, it was definitely triage. Okay, so do you see right here underneath those clips? Yeah, point
right
at
here.
It.
Okay.
Yeah. So normally this part of her hair probably wouldn't have been sewn together, but because this is where the the pole goes back through.
See?
It wasn't attached to anything. I thought we had time.
No.
We didn't.
We didn't even have time to film.
No, that's why it wasn't filmed. But I had to do a lot of sewing to try and keep her wig intact, and then lift up some of those curls. This is all new sewing right here.
All of this?
Because
This is the old stitch.
it was coming away from what I'm going to call is a cracker dry wig cap.
In some places there wasn't any wig cap at all.
Nope.
So we don't know.
It was fun.
It wasn't fun.
Depends on your definition of fun.
Fun, right?
This is something that you might
Run into.
yeah. So my suggestion is that if you are going to do one of these dolls, you need to make sure that if you have to take her
There's a couple of pieces.
you have to take her head off. You have to be very careful about this hair on top,
Right here.
that it doesn't start to come loose, or you might have to do what I did and sew it. So now what we're going to do, because her
I
hair,
did clip it, but it didn't matter.
it didn't. Now what we're going to do is we're going to show you it being washed, because we're going to do it a little differently. Otherwise, we would just skip to having it ironed. But because her wig cap is so brittle,
It's the cap. The hair's lovely.
we're going to have to do it a different way. Normally, we would be washing her. We would have her kind of like a person, her head, her face upward, but that's not the way we can do this.
Can you see the debris in the sink? That's from her wig cap.
Right.
Okay, so what I did was I did this, and I did it to the back already.
It doesn't look washed, but it is.
Yes, okay. I'm wetting another section. And you can see I am staying away from the
Wig cap.
wig cap.
And you're going to put some soap on it.
And
Put a little soap on it.
you'll see that there's just enough soap to take the grease off from all these decades, because it does get grease in the hair, whether you know it or not.
But we got to be really careful of that wig cap.
Yes, and you see, I'm not going near the wig
And
cap.
you're going to do that all the way around.
Yes,
Very carefully in sections.
and I put a little bit too much soap, so I'm going to be rinsing here for a second.
No, but we're not going to watch. We're just going to go.
So then I'm going to do the whole, and it'll end up being upside down. And I'll do like this.
Yep.
And as I do the whole head, but I'm not going near the wig cap.
Well, it's all washed. Thankfully,
as washed as we can wash it, because we can't get near the wig cap. And of course, these things do get tangled.
So what we're going to do is take off that tape.
Now I am going to remove. By the way, it has really good
Stickum.
stickum.
Yeah.
Which,
But it kept
if water going in her head.
Yeah. So we're going to take that off, and we're going to put her head back on. So now we have to put this
Let me set her
little circle back on.
semi-wet hair.
Yeah. Now, which direction is it going?
Well, it kind of curves like this a little bit, if you can see that.
Yeah.
And so what I'm doing is making the curve go over her curved head. And I got to be able to push it all the way
Down.
to these bar.
Right, which it wasn't before, but now that we got all that wonderful.
Oh, you see how clean it is?
Well,
It's gorgeous.
Yep.
Okay.
Got the rust off, and now it slides. So
Now
we're going to put her head back on.
we have to stabilize her hair before I can finish her hair.
Yeah.
And so I can't finish it unless it's on her body.
And this is for us, it's a two-person job.
So-
I've done it myself, by myself.
so do I.
You can do it.
Honey, I got this.
I see.
I got this huge doll here,
I know. And I can see
and I'm sitting.
oh, almost. So there they are.
Shante,
What we had to do.
is her hair where you want it? Did you look? Is it where it's supposed to be here?
I'll have to look.
Okay.
But what we did is I shined a light down through here, and I could see this one.
And you stirred her up on the floor
And-
because she's so tall.
Right. But this one wasn't coming through, so we had to bend it over slightly. I couldn't film that, sorry. But we got it through. And now these have to be bent over. Let's see where her head is.
Looks like it's in the right place.
I see that a lot of her neck isn't showing.
Yes.
That's what you want. So now we're going to bend them over.
So I've got these needle nose. I'm going way
Very gently.
this is not soft metal.
No.
It is not real easy to bend.
But you also don't want to snap it off.
No, you don't.
So they are now not completely flat because we couldn't get them completely flat. If you can get them completely flat,
Well,
that
yeah,
would be
but
good.
the problem is, let me explain. There was that little round part here. If you push real, while she was trying to flatten it, I'm holding her head up.
Right.
Because you can push that down and ruin the mechanism in her body. So you can't just push from up here without doing counter pushing from down here.
Right. So, but what I'm going to do now, and I can't do it while I film, so I'm just going to show you. I'm going to sew her hair back in place so that we can finish repairing her wig.
Yes.
As you can see, she has got her hair completely washed, and we've already started setting it.
We stayed away. I should mention that this whole had to be glued down because it had moved away from her head.
We kind of had some problems,
Yeah,
and we had to take a break. Of course, you guys don't have to see us take that break.
No.
Or the frustration that we felt because we had to take that break.
I was scared to death that we're going to lose the whole wig.
Right. So she needed some areas that were not sticking to her head glued back down, and some areas where the wig cap completely disintegrated.
Just disintegrated into these tiny little specks that you'd think a fly would leave on your window.
Yeah. And so a little bit of her hair had to be glued down, but all of that had to dry. So this is another day.
Yeah. Yeah. See this speck right here? I don't know if they can see it. Do you see that speck right there?
Yep.
That is wig cap. Let me put it on my finger if I can get it off of the needle. That is wig cap.
It is.
And that's disintegrated wig cap.
Yep. So
that wasn't wet.
What we're going to do is we're going to show you how we're healing her hair. But first, I'm going to tell everybody, in case this is your first video with us, about how we're going to do that. We're going to use a curling iron. And this curling iron, it has a digital thermometer. And that is the most important part. Because as you see, it says 160. That's 160 Celsius, not not Fahrenheit. Fahrenheit would be 320. Do not go above 160 Celsius or 320 Fahrenheit on your curling iron when you are doing this method. We're also going to be using some lanolin after we use the curling iron, not before.
And the curling iron is not being used as a curling iron.
No, it's meant to heal the fibers, and you have to make sure that the fibers are very, 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 very
So what I've done
wet.
is I've picked out, because this has been a very damaged area, because usually the more damaged areas are on the top, because the doll gets laid down and all kinds of things like that. So I went through and picked it out again. There was some real damage here that I had to trim. So you see, there'll be some, where's my scissors? Okay. There'll be these tiny little hairs. And I trim those off because what they will do is not.
So what we're going to do is we're going to make sure that this fiber is very, very, very wet. You never, please,
this is how I do it in the past.
Never use the curling iron on dry hair.
Never.
Nope.
Ever, ever.
Because that's not what we're doing. We're not curling it. We're trying to heal the fibers.
And I'll show you how. And we have videos out that do this.
There's lots, but.
Okay, so you can see that it's not, you'll see the difference between now. This is my first pass.
That's the water.
Hold it away from, don't pull on your wig cap. Don't pull on your wig cap. I want it.
And it's gliding over the
You
the
see
curling iron. It's gliding.
I'm doing that.
Yeah, it's not closed shut. It's gliding.
No.
Because if you do, I've done this. I have this experience. When it clamps down, you will get crimps. It will crimp it instead of heal it.
A friend that tried to do this really had a problem because she kept putting the this part down too tight.
Yeah, well, believe me, I've done it.
Yeah, so have I.
Practice. It takes practice. And what I want to tell everybody is that she's going to do this many, many, many times.
Yep.
So we're not going to bore you with that. We are going to...
Now, each time I do it once or twice, and then you can see I still can't comb it.
That's right. So,
and until I can comb that, run a comb through it,
it's not
then
done.
it's not healed.
So let's watch you do it a little faster.
Seeing that I made those passes.
Many passes.
Yeah.
It was fast, but you may have to make a lot of them.
Yeah.
Now, remember, everybody, it doesn't matter how many passes you make. If you can't comb it at the ends, you need to keep going over it.
Okay, so you could see I can comb through it now. And this is a little bit, this is what I use on Saran. Not on mohair, not on nylon. I use it on Saran.
Right. And we also want to tell you that with this hair washing, we did not use any softener as conditioner.
No, because this is going to be it. And
Yes.
so what I put it on the top. Do you see how small of amount that is? And I do this. And I go over her hair lightly. You can overdo it.
Yep.
Do not overdo it. You just put the tiniest little bit.
Remember, everybody, there will be links to all of these products in the description of the video.
So now I'm...
This, what she's doing,
I need
if
her
you
to
haven't seen this before, and some of you have seen this over and over and over again, I know. But if you're new, this is a...
The papers have a very important purpose as if you went to a beauty parlor. You want to keep these ends straight and flat. And I spray it because I want it wet. Because I want those ends to be smooth so you can comb through her hair. Now, because of the way her hair has a memory, I'm holding it so it's not pulling on her. But I'm tightening it around the curler. I don't want it loose because her hair, if you noticed when we first started, has a memory. And it had tight curls.
I think you want to go up a little further.
Let me go up one more?
Yeah.
Okay. We went up one more. So there you go.
And you're going to continue doing that all the way around?
Yeah, and this bottom row down here, I'll do last.
I don't know that we ran a marathon, but it kind of feels like we ran a marathon.
For us, it was a marathon. What do we have to say?
What do you think, Evie? Huh? What do you think?
She still has a wig. That's a win.
Okay, so yes, that's it right there. She's still Evie. Evie, no fair stealing the show. Evie, it's not fair. No.
No, actually, she really deserves a little bit of this. It's not her fault that, the manufacturers made.
Well, I can't say much for her wig cap.
No.
No. Her wig cap continued to decide to, if a wig cap can decide, decided to continue to fall apart.
As we're trying to...
But guess what?
Set it.
Show her. Go ahead. Turn her around. Turn her around a little. She actually has curlers in all of her hair, and it isn't falling out.
That is with crossed fingers. What are you doing?
Of course.
Where are you going? Get out of here.
What are you doing, sweetheart? So, of course, we haven't taken the curlers out. And
there she goes, kicking up her foot.
well, don't tell me no.
She's saying, stop talking about me like that. It wasn't your fault that they made your hair that way. No.
So
it's not your fault you're that old either.
I still have my thought. So, you know, we haven't tried to comb it out yet. She still has time for, you know, them.
I'm not so sure that I'm really looking forward to really combing it out unless I can put a, whoops, sorry about that, girl, like this. So nothing comes out.
What did she lose, huh?
It's just a clip.
Yeah. Did she lose that?
Thank you.
Well, thank you, Evie.
So we'll put it right here so we don't drop it again and have to ask you to pick it up.
Well, okay, to be a little serious here, it was not for the faint of heart. So if this is not, you know, if you don't feel
this is supposed to be DIY.
Yeah, if you don't feel comfortable wrestling a wig like this, don't feel bad.
No.
Because it was definitely a challenge. And
for two people, some semi-experienced people, to save this wig.
Yeah, but I think we did save it.
I'm hoping so.
I think, though, what we ought to do, Evie, I think we should go see if we saved it. Because even though for us it's going to be a couple of days, for everybody else,
it's going to be a couple of seconds.
If you tell everybody that it's time to go, we can go see it. Can you tell everybody? Can you? Can you speak? Tell everybody we're going to go see. We're going to go see her reveal. Can you speak? Well, that was a good sneeze, but can you speak? Oh, we're going to go see? Really?
Are you excited? You just want your picture taken so you can get some chicken.
Yeah.
That's what you want. See? The chicken got her.
Uh-huh. You ready? I think you are. Okay, let's go. Well, we survived it.
Barely.
We didn't know we had to survive it, but we did.
No, that wig cap was, and still is, shedding wig cap.
Yep.
It looks like little particles instead of dandruff. They're brown.
Well, let's talk about her wig first of all. Now, I know, why don't you spin her?
Okay.
I know that it looks like, well, gee, she got all those curlers and no curls, but actually
she does have curls.
Yep.
But
this is the way that it wanted to be.
This is the way her hair wanted to go, and that's it. I let it go the way it wanted to go.
So we have to look at the bright side, which is she still has her original wig.
If we would have left the curls that she had and tried to work with those, it could have destroyed the whole wig cap in the end because of trying to style it. Because just taking the rollers out, just trying to smooth, comb out her hair to a point, it does comb, but it also was, I had to fix four places again.
Yeah, after she took the curlers out.
After I took the curlers out. So
we're happy with it. Let's just say we're happy with it. So let's go over everything else. This is an absolutely adorable little outfit, and it is vintage.
Actually, it came from the manufacturer on another doll this size, if not a Sweet Sue.
It did, and we had it.
This is attached panties.
Had nobody to put it on.
It came with.
So it was meant for her.
We added the trim.
Yeah, well, you added the pinafore.
I added the pinafore. It would have came with a pinafore.
It would have
a white
pinafore. But we added all of the trim, and if you see here, this is a really cute, neat little trick that she did. This is for people. This is, if you see this, instead of trying to take the elastic out and put in new elastic, you did,
or just go over the elastic. I make a band out of fancy elastic and go over so it's like
it goes over instead of under.
Yeah,
it adds a little bit of
yes, it's not sewed on.
Right.
So
she also got herself a new bracelet, and I made her a bow because She just needed one.
All that hair, you need a bow.
So yeah, she's in a vintage dress. She's all ready to go. I think she turned out beautifully.
Oh, those are vintage socks, and she came with a little pair of white panties that are absolutely lovely, fit her beautifully, and they're underneath.
Mm-hmm.
They're underneath. Well, we thought we should let you see that our little lady walks absolutely beautifully.
She does. And Evie, what do you think? Huh? I think Evie thinks she's too big for her.
I think she does too.
So I think Evie's just going to look pretty.
Huh. She can't do anything else.
I hope everybody enjoyed the video, and I know that everybody that watches our videos all the time is wondering why we haven't had one in a long time. Well, we just haven't been able to do one. We're hoping that there will be more frequently, but we definitely can't promise that. There will be more.
Yes.
We just can't promise when. Hopefully it will be more regularly.
Mm-hmm.
And we definitely have some that we're working on. But just keep looking for them because they will be there. That just don't know exactly.
We've had a real rough 26.
Yeah, the beginning of this year has kind of been rough for us, but we're getting back into it, and hopefully these videos are helping you. If you're new to the channel, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you would like to subscribe, that would be great because you can be notified when there's going to be a new one. And if you like the video, that helps the channel. And well, we have some really interesting things coming up, hopefully.
Can't wait to do some of them.
Me too.
Yes, we have actually quite a few things coming up.
We might even have a trip, possibly. It's possible. Well, we hope everyone's doing well, and we will see you next time. Oh, no. I forgot. It's been so long. I forgot. Wayne, what do you say?
Just remember, it is possible, but in this case, for two of you to do it yourself.
Yep. It took two of us, but guess what? She still has her wig.
Yeah, she does.
We'll see everybody next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.